Elio guys, and welcome back to another episode of Infinite Magicraid. And in today's video, I want to give you guys some hopefully helpful tips as you go through your Infinite Magicraid journey and you end up getting stopped at hell, because that's where everyone gets stopped at. And in this particular video, I'm focusing more so on Chaos Town because I've had some issues with it, and it just dawned on me after clearing out the stages that I feel like I've not necessarily broken the code, but I feel like I have some information that I can share with you guys. But I will say, like, the beginning of the stages isn't too much of a problem. Obviously my star level is low, but I can come back later, which is the goal here. It's just that once you get later into the stages and you have, I can't think of his name right offhand, but once we see him, he becomes very problematic. Hardak isn't really an issue. He takes a little while to kind of like burst down if you don't have any defense down units, which I don't have at the moment. Lester's fine, and so is Eric. But that mother trucker right there, dude, he causes so many issues, and I figured why not go ahead and do some fights with these guys. And stage 10-9 isn't too bad because Gustav takes one of this dude's slots, which I think in my memory is coming back to me. His name's Moo. He takes one of Moo's slots, which isn't super problematic, but I'll probably go on to that maybe in a separate video if you guys are interested in that. But let me go ahead and just I'll select stage 10-7 and see if they have what we're talking about here. Alright, so it looks like 10-7 does have the team composition that I wanted to make this video based on, because this is pretty much the cream of the crop when it comes to Chaos Town. And while I didn't touch on my team composition before because I wanted to get directly into the video, so for my team composition I have Yoko, there's Sia, Magus, I also have Rosalia, and then Wim. You don't have to use Rosalia. I honestly don't technically recommend it, even though she's a good like first turn nuker. But you know, once again, your mileage may vary. If you have Hardak, use him instead. If you have Holder, use him instead. Healer, my Magus is at A3, as you guys can tell. He's only 130, meaning he is the one I worry about the most at this point in time, just because his stats aren't super high, but we get by. But the main thing that you should be already rocking if you're this far in hell is going to be Wim. That's because I prioritize speed substats on him. I do believe he has one artifact dedicated to speed, but the other two artifacts are dedicated to HP, because the main selling point is his shield. So getting him up to A5 is your first step in clearing out these stages, especially once we get deeper into hell, considering there's only 2 stages left. You want him to come out as soon as possible because you want him to get his shield off so you can protect all your very frail but high damaging baby girls here. And then I always basically start off with consolidation. Obviously I wouldn't do this on auto because chances are you're going to die. So the next thing that you want to do is really focus on the moves. Like, it sounds weird, but you want to see if you can kill them as fast as possible, because the reason with them is that they do their whole big ass eruption and it just damages everyone. It wrecks my shields, it breaks through Wim's shield. My Magus at this point in time can't keep up because he's only A3 and it's problematic. So what I try to do is go in, take one out if you can. I start like getting my Magus to go ahead and start bolstering up heals. Obviously if you have a different healer like Maya or Liz, for example, maybe you can get some damage up in there too, but this is what I in general like to do. So those two are gone, which honestly is the biggest threat that you want to take out as soon as possible, because that's when Eric can kind of get more damage off on you with them still hanging out here. And then I do like to try and pick off Lester too, because I mean he applies defense down, which makes everyone else do more damage to your squad. And Hardak by himself isn't really anything to worry about here, so I'm just worried about that. Worried about taking out freaking Eric next. And you may be wondering, how come I'm not using my skills right now? This is a good time if you want to kind of like work on getting your HP up on your units if they've taken any damage, and making sure that their ultimates, for example, have gone off cooldown. So in this second part right here, very similar setup. We still want to focus on Moo first because, well, he hits like a butt cheek on a stick, and I'm honestly not about that. See if I can switch. That did no crits whatsoever. So Rosalia, yeah. I mean, the good part about Rosalia, I haven't done a review on her yet, but I will, is that she has very high burst at the beginning of the stage, because her ultimate is guaranteed to crit and do a whole bunch of damage. But after that, she literally just falls off here. But we have Hardak, there's 2 Lesters and also an Eric, so I'm going to go towards taking out one of those lessers because I don't want defense down on my party. And there's also another stage too that we need to look out for, and it's when you have to fight, I believe, Muto. With the whole Muto and Mu setup, even though this is a different stage here, honestly, you want to focus on taking out the Moos as soon as possible, and then try to take out Muto before he gets his stacks up, because if you have a frail healer like mine and you're trying to complete this stuff, Muto, for whatever reason, completely just eats away at my maggots. He just destroys them. He doesn't kill him 9 times out of 10, but he almost puts him to death, and if there's already debuffs on him, there's a good chance that he could die. But once again, we're kind of following the same strategy here, and where we're trying to take out Eric and then just freaking leave Hardak for last, because so he's cleared out, and this is just more so of a Hardak and a Mu stage, but hopefully you guys are kind of getting down the understanding of what you should do here. And yeah, we're going to focus on Mu, because when there's 2 up here, don't go thinking that you can take him out. Like, that was on cooldown because I'd used it already, but like, they're being nice right here. That was actually very nice with Hardak. If it was 2 Moos and maybe either 2 Lessers or a Muto, somebody would have died. Like 100% guaranteed. Alright, so we're going to do concentration increase. Who is left? Lester. I will go for Lester next. Because, I mean, Eric is hitting us with AoEs, and there is the defense now being applied to us. But, you know, in my opinion, I'm not too worried about him. Alright, that's back. But that doesn't do anything to freaking Hardak. Alright, so he's down. And, yeah, we're just going to work on taking these MFers out. And once again, I'm not saying that you guys have to have this set up, because honestly, I don't think my setup is super great. Mainly because Rosalie is kind of holding my squad back at the moment, just because even though she's good for bursting units within the first part of the turn, or the first part of a wave, after that she's literally just like subpar DPS in the end. So once again, if you had Holder or even Hardak, then things would just be a lot better for you. I'm not going to say that they're going to do legendary levels of DPS, but they should hopefully be a lot more stable in terms of damage. But that cleared out stage 10-7. It's only 2 stars, but this should be enough to get you by here. But to take away anything from the video without me going through another stage is you guys want to focus on taking the Moos out as soon as you can. If you can kill them within the first turn, even one of them, you're going to be a lot safer with Wim shield up. If you guys come across Mutos, which you will, you want to kill him as soon as possible after the Moos. I haven't tested it killing Muto first because of the Moos. If both of those get their freaking eruption skill off, at least in my case, it doesn't matter how strong my Wim shield is, it's basically going to wreck your weakest unit, which once again is my Magus. But hopefully this video helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions for other stages that you may be stuck on, feel free to drop those in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.